as in our previous slides, we've been talking about speaking clearly and effectively in various settings. Then we talked about improving pronunciation, tone, and pacing. After that, we discussed participating in the meetings, discussions, and interviews. Now we are going to talk about handling objections and questions in real time. Handling objections and questions in real time. What is the goal behind this? When handling objections or questions in real time are taken care of, it is essential to respond thoughtfully, remain calm, address the concern while reinforcing your position. The goal is to de-escalate potential conflict and keep the conversation on track, turning objections into opportunities for discussion and understanding. That means handling objections or questions in real time is essential to respond thoughtfully. You have to be thoughtful. You have to be very thoughtful in answering. You have to remain calm. You can't be nervous. You can't be frustrated. You can't be anxious. You have to address the concerns with reinforcing your own position. Your goal should not move. You should have that potential to conflict and keep conversations on track. You should not move from the track, and turning objections into opportunities. Where you are having objections in meetings, in real time problems, you have to see that they turn into opportunities and discussions are understood and understanding is created. What are the key strategies for this? Listen fully first. The first thing which you need to take care is listen completely to what is said. Second point would be acknowledge the concern. Whatever concern is coming, acknowledge that. Third is clarify the concern. Fourth is stay calm and confident. Fifth is provide clear, conscious responses. Sixth is use bridging techniques. Seventh is offer solutions or alternatives. Eighth is know when to agree and when to disagree. Now, in this topic, module 4, we are talking about handling objections and questions in real time. This is very obvious in offices, in teamwork, at home, wherever a particular person is, real time problems are always there. Now we need to learn how we need to handle objections, questions in real time when we are there present rightly in the situation. सबसे पहले, the first thing which you need to do is listen fully and calmly. The second is acknowledge the concern. If the other person who is speaking, kindly acknowledge that you are understanding what he is trying to convey. Clarify the concern. Let the concern be clarified. Stay calm and confident. We should not say, oh, we are anxious, we cannot handle this anymore, we are not confident about handling it. We should stay calm in the situation and we should be confident. Provide clear, conscious responses. We should have clear, conscious responses of the situation. Use bridging techniques. We have just learned about the bridging technique where we avoid conflicts and we bridge two situations, two thought processes in one manner and carry forward. Offer solutions or alternatives. If this problem doesn't have a solution with one person, you should have a solution for the same. If the solution is not accepted, at least you should have an alternative and know when to agree and when to disagree. Talking about the first one, listen fully first. Now, what does this mean? Don't interrupt. Let the speaker finish before responding. Let the speaker finish before responding. You should not respond till the speaker is done with whatever he has to speak. That means please don't interrupt. Show attentiveness. The second point is that you have to be attentive. It is not that the person is on a way speaking like that and you are moving around talking to somebody, keeping your head in other concern, not getting engaged or connected to that person. You have to show your attentive. You have to show that you are attentive by using body language. Body language means nodding your head and keeping a proper eye contact till the time the speaker is done with whatever he is speaking about. Paraphrase for clarity. Repeat what was said in your own words. Whatever you listened from the speaker, repeat that with your own words. That means paraphrase for clarity. Avoid premature responses. Focus on understanding first. The moment, many times this happens when we are listening to somebody, we understand a single point of him and we start interacting on that particular point. Where the speaker says, let me complete with whatever I have to say, then after that you can come up with a response. So we should avoid premature responses. We should keep our focus on understanding what the person is saying. Only after that we should respond. Second, acknowledge the concern. Empathize. Show understanding of their concern. The first point in acknowledging the concern is we should show empathy towards the speaker so that he feels that we are understanding his concern. Be genuine. Acknowledge the concern without dismissing it. Acknowledge whatever, say yes. Acknowledge means say yes to the concern without dismissing it. No, I'm not listening to what you're saying. You listen to this. Don't do that. Be genuine. Validate his feelings. Make sure the speaker feels heard. The speaker should feel that whatever he is saying is being listened. People are listening to what he is saying. Don't be defensive. Acknowledge before countering. You should not be defensive. You should listen. You should acknowledge before countering. Before saying anything to the other person, you should acknowledge what he has said. So in this slide, we talked about two topics. One was listening fully first. Second was acknowledging the concern. In listening fully first, we talked about 4 bullets. One was don't interrupt. Second was show attentiveness. Third was paraphrase for clarity. And the fourth was avoid premature responses. And the second point was acknowledge the concern, show empathy, be genuine, validate feelings, and don't be defensive. The third point is clarify the concern. We need, if we are handling objections and questions in a real-time scenario, we have to clarify the concern. Ask specifications. Get more details about the concern. Don't go above it. Get into it. Ask specifications. Get more details about the concern. Paraphrase for clarity. Confirm understanding by restating. Take a consent, confirm it. Understanding parameters. Don't restrain it. Ask open-ended questions. Gain more insight with questions. If somebody is talking on something, if it is a meeting going on, if it is a discussion going on, you should have a questionnaire so that you gain more insight about the situation, you get more clarity about the situation, you understand the situation completely. So when you come up with a plan, with a question, with an answer, the problem, the projection should be complete. Like, what other challenges do you see? There is always a point of view of every next individual. I have a different point of view. The others would be having a different point of view. It is not at all necessary that everybody's point of view matches. That is why we say gain more insight with questions like what other challenges do we see, so that we are having answers to all our question marks. Confirm priority. Clarify if this is the most urgent concern. You are listening to the speaker, he has 10 objections, he has 10 problems, but you need to clarify with him, with that particular person in real time scenario, to take that clarity of how important and urgent the concern is. Fourth, stay calm and confident. Maintain calm. Keep a composed demeanor. Maintain calm. Be structured. Keep quiet. Listen to what the other person is saying. Then come up with your questionnaire, your answers, your projections. Project confidence. Use confident body language. Your body language should be erect. It should not be like you're dumb, you're not listening, you're not paying attention, or you're not interested what the speaker is talking about. Neutral tone. Your tone should be neutral. It should not be too high, it should not be too low. It should be neutral, in between. Avoid sounding defensive or frustrated. You should not be sounding defensive so that you're supporting somebody else and you're not supporting the speaker. You should not sound defensive. You should not sound frustrated also. You should sound calm. You should sound cool. You should not sound nervous as well. Supportive language. Keep the conversation respectful. It is very important to keep the conversation respectful so that the other person, the speaker who is talking, is not getting offended, and the conversation continues and gets closed on a softer note. Talking about a short form, a short analysis again of this single slide. The third point was clarity of the concern. Clarify the concern. The fourth one was stay calm and confident. In clarity of concern, clarifying of concern, ask specifics, paraphrase for clarity, ask open-ended questions, confirm priority. In stay calm and confident, maintain calm, project confidence, neutral tone should be there, supportive language should be there. Coming to the fifth point, provide clear, conscious responses. What is the first parameter of providing clear, conscious responses is stick to the facts. Don't go on summarizing things, don't go on illusions, don't go on something which has not happened. Stick to the facts. Base your answers on data or logic so that you have proofs of what you are speaking. You have answers through data and logics. You have a logic behind your fact. Be brief. Keep responses focused and clear. Your response should be focused. Your response should be clear. It should not be mixing. It should not be confusing. It should be very clear. Avoid jargon. Use simple language for clarity. No abbreviations. No abbreviations, no capital letters. Simple language. Offer solutions. Provide actionable next steps. Okay, you have this problem. You have tried 3 solutions. They're not working for you. I have 2 more. These are the solutions. Let's provide these 2 solutions to you and see if it works out for you, and let's go to the next step. Clear? Use bridging techniques. We have earlier spoken about these bridging techniques. The first bullet is transition gracefully. Second is reinforce your point. Third is stay focused. Fourth is collaborate. Now what does transition gracefully mean? Redirect with bridging phrases like, that's a great point. Here is how we can address it. Don't neglect what the speaker is trying to say. No, you're wrong. This is wrong. This is not the right way to keep it. This is not perfectly all right. You can acknowledge his point of view by saying, you can bridge it. You can acknowledge it by saying, that's a great point. Here is how we can address it. Second one is reinforce your point. Bring the conversation back to your key message. Wherever you are going with the conversation, whatever parameters you are covering, make sure you reinforce your point by bringing conversation back to the key message. जहाँ से शुरू हुआ था. Key message is the problem, from where it all started. Stay focused. Keep the discussion on track. We need to keep the discussion on track. We don't need to go off track. We don't need to let the topic remains there and we take one more point and discuss that. No, we have to stay focused. Whatever the situation is, whatever the problem is, only that has to be addressed. The discussion should be on track. Collaborate. Frame responses in a collaborative manner. Collaborate and frame responses. So in this slide, we talked about provide clear, cautious responses to the problems and real-time situations and use bridging techniques. Provide clear, cautious responses. You can do like stick to facts, be brief, avoid jargons and offer solutions. In bridging techniques, you can say transition gracefully, reinforce your point, stay focused and collaborate. Seventh is offer solutions or alternatives. Most of the times the discussions don't end because with whatever solutions you come up to the speaker, he already says that he has gone through the solution, it is not working out for him, you don't have options for it anymore. So give solutions and alternatives which are practical. Propose solutions. Suggest practical next steps. The steps which you are taking, showing or giving, they should be practical. Provide options, offer alternatives for the other person to choose from. If he has taken 3 alternatives, let you come up with 2 more. Tell him that these are 2 more alternatives, try these 2 as well. Explain benefits. Show him the benefits. Show him if you do this with facts. Show him the benefits with facts. If you do this is the outcome which is going to happen. He'll get impressed with that and he'll think he's got a solution to the problem. Show how the solution helps. Follow up. Check back to ensure the solution worked or not. Once a person is coming up with a problem, it's a real-time situation. You give him certain suggestions, you give him certain alternatives, you give him certain solutions. But get back to him. Ensure that the solutions which were given to him, did they work out for him or not? You are maintaining a relationship with him. You are making yourself a leader. 8th point is agree to disagree when necessary. Agree where you disagree because that is very necessary. Respect differing opinions. Don't get aggressive with saying that no, this is my point of view, only this is going to happen, others' point of views don't matter to me. No, acknowledge when it is time to move on. Suggest further discussions. Please suggest further discussions. Propose revisiting the issue later. Let you take the suggestions now. Let the alternatives be fixed. Let the solutions be taken care of. If it doesn't work, then we'll revisit the issue again and see if something else can be done later. Keep it professional. Stay polite even when you disagree. You don't have to be harsh. You have to be very polite. You don't have to say that you're not agreeing, you're on a disagreeing mode and this is not working for you and make the person negative. Make him stay positive. Set a follow-up. Plan a time to reconvince and address concerns. Please make sure that you plan for a time where you again visit that person, where you again address the problem which is not taken care of at that time and find another solutions for them. offer solutions or alternatives on this page, and second, agree to disagree when necessary, propose solutions, provide options, explain benefits, follow up, respect different opinions, suggest further discussions, keep it professional, set a follow up plan. Next is Loom, Module 4, talking about reading skills for academic workplace. Record and share video messages instantly. Website is https://www.loom.com. This is a website. What is the purpose of this website? The purpose of this website is to record yourself speaking to improve your clarity, tone, pacing, delivery. You can also use it for mock presentations, for answering interview questions. Now, the situation is that I am all alone. I can't improve myself on communication because there is nobody to listen to me, nobody to correct me, nobody to give me clarity. In this scenario, this Loom website is going to help us, and the purpose for this is record your own speaking on this, improve your clarity, listen to it, improve it again, see the difficulties and change your tone, pace your words, communication, delivery. You can also use it for mock preparations and answering interview questions. What is the use case? Record a mock interview answer. You take a questionnaire from somewhere and record the answers. Review your tone and body language automatically by your own self. Share a peer or a mentor with the feedback. You can share it with a peer or a mentor where your recording of your clarity, tone, pacing is done, where you have recorded a mock interview and your feedback is shared in that, so that your peer or your mentor listens to the recording, guides you accordingly, and you improve without wasting time for somebody else to enhance you, for somebody else to come up to your help, for somebody else to spare time to listen to you. This website can help you change yourself, improve yourself, revise yourself automatically with a small help from your peers and from your mentors. Example, record your responding to why should we hire you, then watch the recording to refine clarity and energy. As I discussed before in this single slide, this is the only parameter for which this website is developed, where you need to improve on your own parameters, where you can record yourself with clarity, fix your tone, fix your pace and deliver, where you can record your answers of mock interviews, where you can check on your body language, where you can share the videos with somebody else who can guide you properly and give you clarity and energy on this. Pronunciation tool improves accent and stress and enunciation. Popular options: Youglish, hear how native speakers pronounce words in real context from YouTube. Forvo, it's a community-driven pronunciation dictionary. Elsa Speaks. Elsa, as you all know, is there on your mobiles. AI-based app that gives you instant feedback on your English pronunciation. Use cases: learn correct pronunciations of tricky words like entrepreneur, hierarchy or niche. These words are very difficult to pronounce, so words like these can be taken care of. Pronunciation, Elsa, Forvo and Youglish, popular options where you can enhance yourself in English pronunciation. Examples: search entrepreneur on Youglish to hear 20 plus rare examples in American, British and Australian language. English communication comes with regular practice of speech. We cannot learn English speaking without continuous practice. Voice recorders, practice and review your spoken English. Tools are mentioned over here: phone voice memos, online voice recorders. Use cases: record short 60-second answers to interview questions, practice speaking tasks like summarizing and explaining, identify filler words like ooh, like, you know. This is very simple and precise. This doesn't need to be mentioned. Thank you.